honestly find myself in closed guard a lot, and then I immediately transition into like a butterfly or a half guard type situation, and I don't like that. What I got today for the old guy crew is Adam Wardzinski. He's one of my favorites, probably yours too. He's got a couple things from closed guard that super simple. He's gonna talk about it like it's, hey, if it's late in the match and you need a submission. I'm gonna talk about it if you're older and you want more control. So let's get into it.
Grip on the bottom of his sleeve, and now the second one goes towards the tricep.
Before we get too far into it, yes, it is a lapel choke from a back take position. With that in mind, one thing that I always do when I get into a closed guard position is I make sure I start opening up the lapels right away. I don't need them right away, but later I will. So let's think about loosening up the lapels a little bit before we get too far.
So this is a very nice way to control my opponent's arm because the entire arm is controlled now. And from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my hips a little bit to bump the arm up, and then I'm gonna pass the arm towards the other side. And now the idea is to not only pass the arm, but also break his posture a little bit. Okay, this is gonna happen actually very automatically. Whenever you pass the arm, his shoulder is coming towards my upper body, and his posture gets a bit lower. Okay, so that's perfect. So first cross grip, and now the second grip goes on the stitch on his tricep.
Later in the video, I'm gonna show you something specific he does with that tricep grip from a different angle. It's pretty cool.
This is the easiest way to get a nice grip on the tricep. Sometimes the material of the gi is gonna be tight here. It's hard to get the grip, but whenever you find a stitch, it's easy to get it, okay? Now, hip bump, and I pass the arm towards the other side. And now, very important thing is your grip here. So, whenever I pass the arm towards the other side, I'm aiming with my knuckles towards his forearm, and I'm making...
Very important detail with the grip specifically. What he's talking about there with the knuckles, he's actually gripping the cuff really tight and rolling his knuckles in to the forearm of his training partner. That's a detail they don't always talk about. And with that stiff arm and that rolling of your knuckles, driving them into the arm of your training partner, it's very strong. It's going to help maintain the broken posture and control. That's what we really like, control.
Like a stiff arm control. So in this case, it's going to be hard for my opponent to come back towards the other side in the first moment. Okay, so we keep his arm straight and we keep his back exposed for a little while. And it's going to be hard for him to react fast to that setup. Okay, so whenever this happens, whenever I'm able to put his arm towards the other side, I'm going to scoop my hips out a little bit. So right now, what I'm working for is the angle to attack. Okay, but whenever we break the posture of our opponent, and whenever we switch the angle, it's starting to be very easy to attack.
I train with some refrigerators that wear belts, and I actually use this when I'm training with them. I can't close guard on them. They're just too big, even though I'm a long-legged fella. What I do in this position with them, because the posture control with that grip is strong, as long as I can clamp my legs together, so think clamp guard, like a modified clamp guard actually is kind of what I would think. In that position, that grip control, it really helps control posture really good. So it doesn't last forever. You gotta be moving, but it is something you can do on the big people too.
So his back is exposed. So sometimes I can work towards the back, but if I want to submit my opponent, if I want to submit him fast because the time is running out and I don't have much time to work for the position, then what I'm gonna do from here is this: I'm gonna raise up on my elbow, and in the same time, I'm gonna put my chest on top of his shoulder. So in the first moment, it's gonna be hard for him to raise up.
Not only is his chest into his shoulder, what's hard to see, that's his gi jacket that's on the ground. His hips are actually off the ground and almost resting on his training partner's right leg in this scenario. So he's not just resting his chest, but he also is driving his hips into his training partner.
To raise his posture. And now my arm, the free arm, goes around his neck, and I'm gonna aim for the far collar. Okay, so I'm going tight.
If you watch Adam, you watch Roger Gracie, they all show snaking the hand in underneath the chin. It's kind of funny because what we really watch is just the arm going under the chin, but we don't always pay attention to the shape of the hand they are using in order to find your way under the chin. So if that's you, take a look at his hand. It's pointed straight, it's like he's stretching his fingers straight, and it's gonna make him actually curve up a little. Try extending your hand out as far as you can. You'll see the tips of your fingers curve up. That's actually what you're doing with your hand when you're trying to snake in underneath someone's throat from a position like this.
His neck all the way towards the far collar. Get a nice grip down.
Do you remember at the beginning when I said loosen up the lapels right away when you're in closed guard? This is why. For this old guy, it's easier to grab that lapel and make adjustments as needed.
And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise up my hips even more using this arm, going with my hips on top of his back, and now I'm gonna slide my leg towards the mat. So my whole weight is on his shoulders right now. It's gonna be extremely hard for him to posture up. It's gonna be extremely hard for him to find a comfortable position. And from here, I'm just gonna squeeze the choke, and it's over.
Before we move on to the tricep grip that he does, I want to talk about the transition because sometimes this can be a little intimidating. Key things is his left foot, his left leg is active. That's how he's going to help him hoist himself up. The other thing, he has a good grip on the collar of the gi, so that helps. But most importantly was from the initial setup, getting his chest high enough to rest on the shoulder and his hips driving into his training partner's waist. That, because he's on his elbow, he already has some elevation. It's easier than to make this transition. It's really pretty smooth actually when you get into it.
It's even more using this arm, going with my hips on top of his back, and now I'm gonna slide my leg towards the mat.
Right here's when Adam's gonna talk about how he grabs the fabric around the tricep area. This has made a big difference for me.
I'm gonna go a bit further on the armpit. I'm gonna grab the stitch and I'm gonna slide my grip down towards the tricep.
When you make your initial grip up closer to the armpit, you can see how he's got that gi jacket pulled super tight on the fabric. Basically, he took out all the slack. The other thing that comes with that is you actually get, by doing it that way, you get a lot of material to hold on to. So your grip is even stronger.
And now I have a nice and tight grip on the tricep, right above his elbow on the spot I want.
I really kind of like it. So that's the video for today. I got different links in the description. Check those out if you want to. Likes are always good. I love the comments, so if I missed something or if you have a question or just want to talk shit, that's fine too. Consider subscribing. Thanks. We'll see you at the next one.